Hey guys, what is up? Back today. I got another little small project. I was given this old Craftsman snowblower that is a 2-stroke. I put a full tank of fuel in this thing and well, it doesn't run. So I'm gonna pull the carb off of it. We got to drain the fuel out of it, pull the carb off of it, and see if we can clean this carb or if I need a new one, and see what we can get going. Okay, so first thing we got to do is get this fuel drained out, because I did, like I said, I put a full tank in it, and also our primer that goes up here decided that it wanted to leave the chat. So no primer. The carburetor does have fuel in it. It will, if you check the thing, the bowl's full. So I'm going to drain the bowl, and then we're going to try to get this fuel line off and get as much out of it. And this container I got here is actually full of gas mix. So, like I said, it is a 2-stroke. So let's go ahead and start draining this thing. All right, got the bowl empty. Now I'm going to try to get this God knows how old fuel line off of this thing. I think this thing was, I'm not really sure what year it was made. It's got a serial number on it. Let's see, 95. So she is pretty old, and I'd say this is all original. And I don't know the last time it was run or any of that. There we go. Made a little mess. That's all right. Yeah, I'm gonna let her sit here and drain. And when she's drained out, I'll be back with you guys. Got her drained out. That took forever, but she is completely drained. And now we can take off the carb. This carburetor has, it looks like, star heads, I'm assuming. This part just takes off your choke cover. We've got to get this back part off. And I don't think I'm going to get regular anything in there, so I'm going to have to find an Allen wrench. It looks like it'll fit that. I found an Allen wrench that fits it, and I'm just going to try to get these bolts out of here, and then we can get this thing on the bench over here and try to clean it up with some carb cleaner and maybe some brake clean, and just clean it all out. Okay, so we got our carburetor off, and I got to break this bolt loose. Let's try this wrench. It's just laying here. Yeah, works. My workbench is a total disaster right now. Been working on other stuff. Ain't had much time to clean it up. So pull this bolt. Make sure not to lose washer. It's going in the bowl. Now we're going to pull the bowl off. Oh, yeah, a lot of fuel in there yet. So, yeah, that's pretty nasty. That float may actually be bad. It doesn't look too good. Let's go ahead and pull our, well, our jet looks pretty good. Or our float needle, I'm sorry. So, we'll pull this thing completely apart and give it a good cleaning. It's definitely been a while since it's been cleaned. The gasket still looks like it's in fairly decent shape. I'm gonna pull it off of there and I'll just clean it, put it back. I don't want to eat it up too bad. This gasket here is in still really good shape. The inside, it still looks pretty good. So let's pull her all apart here, clean it, blow some air through it, and see what we get. Maybe she's just dirty. It's kind of bad, but not terrible. I've seen a lot worse. So I'm gonna start. I've got some brake clean right here handy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this bolt back in the bottom of it just to kind of make a little bowl itself. And I'm gonna set it down inside of our bowl. And just fill her full with brake clean. Which way is it now? Just let her sit for a second. I'm gonna get a pair of needle nose here and pull that pin for our float. Chuck it down in the thing. Then we can pull it. Our float needle though, it looks pretty good. Just a little dirty, but nothing major. Clean it, give it a good clean, and we'll put it back in there. Our spring, on the other hand, does not look so great. She's pretty gone. So might have to get a new. Oh, there, I dropped the spring. I see it though. Anyways, let's go ahead and clean this baby up and see what happens. She's definitely pretty dirty down in there. I'll have to find my actual carb cleaner and give her a couple good sprays through. So I'm going to check all these holes and make sure we got no obstructions. I wish I had a sonic cleaner so I could just take this thing completely apart and dunk it in and let it sit. That would be the best. Bowl here. She came pretty clean just soaking in it. There's a lot of nastiness coming out of there. Look at that. Find my wire brush, and we'll take our wire brush to that, and we'll take a wire brush to the bolt here. So this bolt has got a little needle in it, and it is completely gummed up. So I'm gonna sit her to the side and let it soak with some cleaner in it. So I got my wire brush here, and I'm just gonna run it around inside of this thing, clean up everything. It don't take a whole lot to clean them, but definitely got to clean them, and then make sure you blow air through all your ports and all that stuff to make sure you get all that nasty goop that comes out of it. Make sure you clean your rings, seal part and all that, because you won't get a tight seal and then you'll run into big problems. So scrape her pretty good clean. Get all this sediment out of it. And that looks pretty good. There's still some over here in this corner I got to get out. Looking better. Definitely a lot of nastiness in there. Most of that came out, but there's still some. But you want to make sure you go through and get all of that little tiny debris out of there, because you don't want it to suck any of that up. You'll have problems with it running right again. Of course, it's been sitting for a long time, so some of that is just not going to come out anymore unless you were to really clean it good. And you don't want to damage that gasket right here that seals that. If you do, then you're going to have a leak. So it looks pretty good. Let her sit to the side. This doesn't look horrible, and I think all the passages are pretty clear, but I'm gonna get a tiny little Allen and just go down in here and make sure we get all the stuff out of it. And then a pick would work better, but I don't have a pick that size. We'll spray it again and then blast it with some air and make sure all of our ports are good and cleared up. And I still gotta clean out this. If you can see, she is completely clogged. It's better because it's been soaking in cleaner, but it's still not great. So I found an Allen wrench that actually fits down inside the main jet here. And I'm just going to run it up and down a couple times to make sure there's nothing in there that's going to be keeping it from getting the proper amount of fuel. I'm going to spray her back full. Coming through, kind of looks like it anyway. So now I can focus on trying to get this cleaned up. Alright, so I actually found my jet cleaning kit. I thought I lost this thing, but I still got it. So this thing's handy. You just find which one fits and run it in and out of your jet, and it has this little, like, almost file, and it cleans the pathways for you. So I gotta find the one that fits this the tightest. It's probably gonna be the bigger one. Let's see. Yep. Just run it in and out of there a couple times. And that should be nice and cleaned up. I actually got this one, got that completely cleaned out. It looks 100 times better. Let's see if I can get anything to go down inside this little port. Not sure which size it is. It's easier if you find the size you need and put the rest of them away. Let's see, does that fit? No. Then, let's see if I can get one down inside here. Be bigger. This one. Yep. She's nice and free. I don't know what I did with that other Allen wrench, but I think we're pretty much cleaned up now. We'll blast through it one more time here with some cleaner. All right, got our air compressor. Just a little bit of air. Jet. And that looks good. So the only thing we got left now is I'm gonna clean this float up, because that float has got all kinds of nasty rust and stuff on it. So, and I'll clean this a little bit. It's not bad at all. And I'm hoping this thing isn't bad and it leaks. So these things will rust through and get a pinhole in them, and then you're done for. You got to get a rebuild kit, get a new float, or anymore it's kind of cheaper to just buy a new carburetor. I did look up a carb for this thing, so if this doesn't work, carburetor for this thing's 20 bucks. So we might just throw a new carburetor on it if I can't get it to run. A side whiz wheel here. We're just gonna go around, clean all this rust off of this thing. Okay, so that's looking pretty good, except for the inside. So I'm gonna switch back to the other one and see if I can't get in there some. It's gonna be kind of tight, but clean that sucker all off again. Get all that nastiness off. She looks pretty damn good. Now I wouldn't do that with a plastic float, but I mean you can a little to an extent, but this is like a copper or brass, and you can usually clean them up with a whiz wheel or wire wheel, whatever you want to call it, and they come out pretty good. We got our other little parts that came off of this thing. This is your plate. Just gonna clean it up. It had a bunch of gas and oil just all over it. Clean it up nice. And then our copper washer. It's laying down in here if I can get a hold of it. I'll clean it up. Now you can take the, oh, this one isn't copper, it's just a rubber one. So it's clean. And then our rubber gasket Just gonna clean her up. Make sure she ain't got no nastiness on it. And then the last thing is our pin. And this is the tricky part. You got to get all of this stuff lined back up. So it works right. And the worst part is the spring. So probably gonna have to use a pair of pliers to hold the spring. And I'm not very steady, if you can't tell. I got the spring hooked. All right, hang on. Let me get this thing back together and I'll... Okay guys, so I'm not gonna lie. I was trying to put this thing back together and that spring went flying and I can't find it. So I've looked and it's tiny and it could have fell on the floor. I really don't know. I've looked everywhere. So we're going to just put it back together without that spring. Now I know it's not going to probably run right, but we can at least see if it'll run. What that spring does is that spring keeps your float tensioned. And I have no idea where the hell it went. It was here and went flying and now it's gone. So I'm going to put this thing all back together and we'll just slap it on there. Maybe I'll come across that spring at some point and can put it back in there. But let's see if it'll even run. Okay, so got it all back together the best I can, minus that spring. So fingers crossed it does something at least. Cleaned it up, put just a tiny smidgen of this gasoline gasket cure stuff I've got. And we got to put our spring back on and bolt her back in there just like she was. And luckily this thing has electric start. So, okay, first things first, our spring and our other part here. These things are kind of a pain in the butt. So she goes in there like that and twists. And then we can put our bolts back in. Conveniently, I just stuck the bolts in these holes. I've got the cover that goes on this thing. I took the cover off of it because I wanted to see what was going on with it. And found out that, yeah, pretty much it was getting fuel to the carb, but nothing happening. This thing, you're supposed to mix it 40 to 1, I think. But the only thing I got is 50 to 1, so I thinned it out a little more than 50. So hopefully that does the trick. And by thinning, I mean I added a little extra gas versus the oil. So we'll see what happens. Tight. All right, let's hook our fuel line back up. Now, of course, this is our primer, but that ain't gonna do nothing. This is our choke. So I think it's full choke, half choke, and then run. And then, yeah. So get my fuel line out of here. I don't know what the deal is. Why you gotta have so many different styles of friggin' hose clamps? Why can't you just have a normal hose clamp? They invented them 100 years ago. They work just fine. Don't have to come up with new shit. Now, we might put fuel in this thing and it might just flow everywhere. I don't know. So, yeah. Let me put this thing back down on the ground and we'll put some fuel in it. Okay, we're back down on the ground. We'll grab our funnel here. And I'm not going to put a lot in it because there's still a little bit in there. But I'm going to put some in it. Yeah, this thing's 40 to 1. That's what I thought. 40 to 1. So I don't have a primer. But turn her to the on. And I want to say this way is full choke. I'd have to look at the cover. I think it is. But you got a pull start, and then right here is electric start. But on this thing, it is 120 volts electric start. So you plug an extension cord into it. Very, very strange. But let's give her a couple pulls and just see what happens. We're getting fuel. I think we are. Let's check. Bowl is still empty. Not any fuel in there yet. Give her just a little down her throat and see if maybe we can get that float to activate. Get you down in there. Okay, so we definitely got fuel in the carb. I can't tell if I spilled it or if it's leaking. But let's see what happens. Turn the choke off. Well, she runs, but I don't think our float is letting any fuel come through, because I think that just ran off of what I put in it. So I'd say that the carburetor's probably done for, and I'm gonna have to get a new one. But hey, it runs. It's leaking. Definitely is leaking. Let's see if she can fire back up again. Almost. Let me open this door. Oh yeah, she's looking good. Let's see. Massive carb leak now. I'd say it's where that float isn't shutting off. It's just letting the gas flow. It's getting gas now. So, right there, fire. We'll give her a snort and see if she'll fire off of that. I think we should. Have a little brake clean. Yeah, she likes that. Wide open throttle. Yeah, that's where she's leaking from, right there. I know you guys can't see it, but yeah, that's where she's leaking from. So, well, okay guys, well, our cleaning of the carburetor was very short-lived because I lost that spring like an idiot. Like I said, I have no idea where it went. I think she would have run, but I also think the carb's got some problems because it's wanting to wide open. So I'm gonna throw this bowl underneath it, let it catch all that fuel, because I don't feel like draining it again. Just let her drip. So I guess we will get a new carburetor for it and see if we can't get it running then. I hate we can't make it work, but sometimes when these things sit this long and they haven't been run, especially two-stroke that's oil gas mix and ethanol, anything that's got ethanol gas in it is horrible for small engines. I don't care if it says it's good made for it, it's not good for them. And the reason being is it clogs everything up. It melts your brass and all that stuff. It's just terrible for small engines. So I'll get a carburetor for this thing eventually, and I'll do another fire up on it, and we'll come back to it and see if we can't get it running another day. I just wanted to mess with it and see if it was going to be, you know, even worth my time. But it does run. It runs good. It's like I said, needs a carburetor. So we'll get a carburetor ordered up for it, and probably some new fuel lines and a better fuel filter. That fuel filter is not made for this thing. So yeah, so guys, y'all have a good one. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.